finish it. We just had to play it for him immediately, and so he came down. He was wonderful about things like that.
I'm Walt. Play it for me.
Okay, so I said, well, Walt, it goes like this. Why cry about bad weather? Enjoy it. Each moment is a treasure. Enjoy it. And so that's all we had.
That's it.
And he said, that's my song. Finish it.
We are travelers on life's highway. Enjoy the trip. Each lovely twist and byway. Each bump and dip. If there's a complication, enjoy it. You've got imagination. Employ it. This tree is a cornucopia. Why, it could be...
Utopia!
Voila! That's right. Enjoy it.
We had many lovely experiences working at Disney Studios, but I think one of the funniest was when the time came to do the title song for the Aristocats. Willie Reitherman said, which singer, who do you want to be doing this title song? And Bob and I looked at each other and said, well, who else?
Chevalier.
It had to be Maurice Chevalier, because he was Mr. Paris.
But he was retired.
So we, instead of sending him just a lead sheet and a song, we decided to do it with I would put on a little Maurice Chevalier act. I would sound like him so he'd feel comfortable with the number. So with a great deal of trepidation, I went ahead and did my Maurice Chevalier imitation. And I'll do that first, and you get the idea. Which pet adresse is the finest in Paris? Which pets possess the finest pedigree? To which pets do the others tip their hats? Naturellement, the aristocrats. Now, this was my Maurice Chevalier interpretation. I did the whole song that way, and we sent it to him. Well, he wrote back a lovely note saying, in deference to the Sherman brothers, they're lovely gentlemen, and I loved Walt Disney. I'd like to do this for him. So he came out of retirement, and we're proud to say he did his last performance was the Aristocats. And it was a delightful recording. And we happened to be in Paris, and we spoke to him shortly after that recording. And we said, Monsieur Chevalier, you must excuse us for taking the liberty of sending you that demo with the thick French accent. I mean, that interpretation. No, I just wanted to show you how it would go. And he said, accent? I heard no accent.
Which pet's address is the finest in Paris? Which pets possess the longest pedigree? Which pets get to sleep on velvet mats? Naturellement, the aristocrats.
One day, Walt called us in and said, I don't like the way Jungle Book is going. They're keeping too close to the original book. And Rudyard Kipling is great literature to be read. But I want to do a piece of light, fun entertainment based on that story. And I'd like you to come in and create some fun music and work along with the song, with the story writers, to create the songs to tell the story in a lighter, funnier, kind of fun way. We had Sterling Holloway with this wispy, kind of a sultry voice, very marvelous, mysterious sound, and we could play off the S's.
Trust in me, just in me.
The story is very important, and so more than anything, with our songwriting approach, before the melody, before the words, comes the idea.
Hold still, please.
Now, vultures are kind of gruesome, they're gruesome birds because there's not anything they don't eat. So we had the line, I never met an animal I didn't like. We thought that was kind of fun. So we started with that, and that was our basic idea, plus the fact that in order to throw Mowgli off, they wanted to sound like this friendly group of birds. And what's friendlier than a barbershop quartet, you know? When you're alone, who comes around to pluck you up when you are down?
And when you're outside looking in, who's there to open the door?
That's what friends are for.
The first idea that we came up with was the Dixieland, because we know that that's fun. Fun music is tap your feet time. Dixieland led to the idea of scat singing, where the king of the apes goes Scooby-Dooby-Doo, and then when Baloo wants to save Mowgli, he goes in there and makes believe he's an ape, and he goes, hey!
Up-and-rone, happy-beep-la-da-da-dan-rone. Can-you-be-be-de-do-saba-do-da-day, do-bop-da-boo-da-day, the bones, the-bop-bop-bobby.
I want to be like you.
I wanna walk like you, talk like you, woo-woo-woo. You see it's you, someone like me can learn to be like someone like you.
One more time.
Yeah, can learn to be like someone like me.
Occasionally, we've had the good fortune of knowing ahead of time a certain performer was going to play the character. In the case of Burl Ives in Summer Magic, we knew ahead of time that he was going to be featured, and we wrote a novelty called The Ugly Bug Ball.
You know, Walt didn't like the word ugly at first. He said, I don't know, I don't like ugly. And so we said, but you know, to the creatures in the world, a hippopotamus to another hippopotamus is not ugly. And a caterpillar is not ugly to another caterpillar.
And he said, you know, that's not a bad idea. If we put that in to the script, then I think we could do the song.
You know, the little critters of nature, they don't know that they're ugly.
They don't?
Except one. Once a lonely caterpillar sat and cried to a sympathetic beetle by his side. I've got nobody to hug. I'm such an ugly bug. Then a spider and a dragonfly replied, if you're serious and want to win a prize, come along with us to the glorious annual Ugly Bug Ball. Come on, let's crawl to the Ugly Bug Ball, and a happy time we'll have there, one and all at the Ugly Bug Ball.
And then Walt Disney, this man who has given the world 1,000 dreams, had the greatest dream of his life. 1,000 dreams in one, a dream called Disneyland. A place where magic could live and love could flower. A place where there was concern for the small and tender things that really had no other place to live in such a large and busy world. And this man said to these two fellas, who had spun so many of his dreams in a song, I want a song that says, children are all the same, no matter who they are or where they're from. What they wrote has been translated into the languages of the world.
We all share the same things in life, and this was Walt's philosophy. And again, we had a chance to express what he wanted, and what a lucky break for us to get to write it.
Walt Disney had an unshakable hope for and faith in the future. Again, for the 1964 World's Fair, the Shermans wove what he believed into music.
Great big beautiful tomorrow.